Hello, people of the internet. Board Zach here. Welcome back to yet another YouTube video. And in today's video, we are doing yet another custom Lego Minecraft Micro World expansion module. Now, in the last video, I showed off the new desert module, and in today's video, I have more to show off than just this. However, to introduce this module, I am just calling this the Cherry Blossom Farm. I'm not sure if Cherry Blossom is exactly how they're referring to these trees. Name might get changed once I find out what the official Minecraft name for those trees is, but this is a farm intended to be in the Cherry Blossom biome. And kind of a spin on the first night set, not intentionally, but I feel like it looks a lot, the forest, the original Micro World, kind of my own spin on that. Not modeled off of it or anything. I just kind of was looking at it and was thinking, I want to do a farm. I liked how they had laid out everything in that set, so I figured I would do something similar and mix in the Cherry Blossom biome. Now, what I want to show that is not a part of this module is actually the fact that the village has arrived. And as you can see, that means that everything up in the main world is connected. Everything comes together. Everything just meshes into one another. And I am so happy with how this looks. It looks incredible. The village was really meant to be the centerpiece of the world. At this point, the true centerpiece is the mountain here, and I'm okay with that. But I still feel like once I add on more expansions, the village will be the centerpiece. Now, as for this MOC here, I made this simply with the desire to make the Cherry Grove. I believe it's called the Cherry Grove is the biome name. To make the Cherry Grove in Lego Micro World. Now, what I did not take into account was how we were going to get there. So it will go on this side of the world, but there is going to obviously need to be a transitional module, which is not made yet. So for this video, you're just going to be seeing this module on its own. But I think that's okay. It's a nice little change of pace. I kind of like that I made this one without any intentions to connect it to anything, because all these other modules I've just kind of made to transition. There's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of liked making a module that stood on its own a little bit more. So, to not waste any more time, I'm going to do the usual and pop these upper modules off so we can get a look at what's going on underground. So, taking these off, these front two modules, to be honest, the entire underground of this one was kind of an afterthought. I didn't have any big ambitious ideas. I do want to do the deep dark, but I felt like having the deep dark under something modest like this felt a little silly. I want to have it under a more like epic build, so the deep dark will be in a future expansion. However, as you can see, we just have a little cave entrance here with some dripstone in there, a little bit of grass, some iron and coal ore, and then of course some more obsidian forming between water and lava meeting there. And then back here, just a small, modest little cave entrance as well with some redstone. I don't believe I've put redstone in any of the builds yet. I honestly can't remember already. I've made so many in such a short amount of time, my memory on them is already failing me. And then this module back here, just more cave with some gold. Like I said, this really is kind of not an interesting underground module, and I do apologize if that's disappointing, but again, I really just wanted this to kind of be a bit of a breather. And I didn't want to put the deep dark under something like this. The deep dark is coming, just not yet. So yeah. Then to put the modules back up top, you can start to get a look. Well, actually, no. I'm going to keep them off, and I'll show them one by one. So this module here is an animal pen. The only micro mob animal I think could fit in there is one that actually doesn't exist, but if this were an official set, I think a chicken would go in there. The official pig could sit in there, but it would not go all the way in. He'd be sticking out and he'd be real claustrophobic. But here is the animal pen. They didn't do any fences in these official sets. I just did stud and tile. This piece is used just to hold the flame, but the reason I also used it was because I think it works as the hinge for the gate. Obviously the gate's attached over here, but can swing open like so, and then be shut again when you put the animals in there. I think it works. A lot of this micro world stuff is mostly for display. And you got 2 of the pink flowers in there, which I think look pretty good. This module here is one of those boring transition ones, so there's not really anything of note going on here. Just some dirt. I did put some sand around the water, and another dirt pathway, and some grass, and another flower. I used these studded pieces here to give the pathway a little bit more of a rough texture. They used that for brick or for stone on the official set to make it look a little rougher, and I like how it works, so I decided to use it here a little bit. Then the farm itself, or the barn, I guess is a better thing to call it. This is based on the official Lego Minecraft Red Barn set, and this is very simple. Again, inspired by the First Night dirt house. It's meant to be a tiny little house. You could fit some animals in here, and I think that's where they would go. Got some hay bales around here, a little more sand, which connects up to the water here, and another flower. And for the grass here, this grass is a little bit brighter than the traditional plains, and I didn't want to make this bright green the primary color because I don't have a whole lot of it. So I decided to keep the overall plains grass color, but intercut that with the bright green that I did have. And then the last module, which I think is easily the standout, is our Cherry Grove trees. There were 3. I don't have a lot of pink or these tiles, so I was really happy that I was able to get 3 trees. They just use some of those pips, these studs with the flower petals on them, and then there's some flowers beneath them, just kind of intercut in there. I did use the dark brown color for the logs. I wanted to use a little bit more of that in the build in general, but it's a fairly uncommon color. However, it's perfect for the logs of these trees because there is a little hue of purple in there that goes with the actual trees in game. So I felt like that tied everything together really nicely. So here is the finished module. I am gonna quickly set my phone down just to get everything straightened up on the build. This is not one of my favorite builds or anything, but I think it's a nice change of pace. Again, I don't really know where this one is going to go. I do know it'll go on this side of the build, and I have some ideas for the transitional module, but I kind of view this as a bit of a divergence for the series. This is the first build that I have made that didn't have a direct intention of connecting to another, and I feel like our main overworld is nearing a first phase of completion. Now, I say a first phase of completion because I don't plan on stopping the series anytime soon. However, you do run out of biomes eventually. My intention was to give every biome at least a little bit of attention. Like the taiga over there, I don't know if I'm going to be able to revisit that. So if I can't, at least I have some taiga. I am going to probably try to visit it in the future. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, like I said, this, I believe, is starting to be in a more complete state. So builds like this will probably become a little more common because I will start getting ideas for builds that I make on their own and then figure out how to incorporate them. I've had all the ideas for how everything was supposed to flow into itself up there, and now I've done all of it. And I definitely didn't think I would be doing it so soon. I've been kind of addicted to building these because you can build them in an afternoon. The longest one has taken me is actually next week's video, which is the last module that I have currently built. And that one only took me 2 days. And that's tied with the mountain here, which also took 2 days. So I've been able to enjoy how long or how quickly I can get these out because it's just a kind of a more enjoyable process compared to a large build that takes me weeks to finish. I enjoy having an idea, sitting down and finishing it in one sitting. I think it's refreshing. Now, these last 2 modules, a lot of these ones up here were one and done. This one took a lot of refining, and I'm not 100% sure that I won't refine it anymore. I think it's a little messy, but I think it works for the theming. And I think overall, it is a nice little module, and I enjoy what it brings to the world. So, with that all being said, as I said previously, there is another video coming next week. Just to spoil it a little bit, I have been filming these like all week. I've built most of this in the span of about a week and a half to 2 weeks, which is kind of nuts to think about. So, yeah, just to really bring it home, again, this is probably a new era of the world, and it's funny because the world hasn't been going for that long. But yeah, this is what we have here, and you might have seen, I have a villager down here, so this will be one of the first instances where you can see the micro mob in the world, besides my first video. I think I showed them. I have more custom micro mobs, and I think those are going to have their own video. It won't be a very long video, so I might sandwich it in between, like into another video, but we'll see. All this stuff isn't fully planned. What I will let you know is I do have plans for a couple more modules. I just don't know if they'll be soon, how long they'll take. What I can tell you is the end and the nether I plan to get for my birthday. So, I will try to integrate those in some form. I do have plans to expand both, which is a little bit of a tease for the next video. So yeah, I think I've about run out of things to say, and I hope you all like this build. I don't think it's one of my favorites or anything, but I think it's pretty nice and serves its purpose well enough. And as a whole, I am just having a blast with this Micro World series, and I do want to give you all one more good look at the village and how everything flows. I am just so happy with this. So yeah, that all being said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the support as always, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.